Hey YouTube!
Welcome back!
We are
Real Royalty
Talks.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we're happy you're here.
This is our channel and we welcome you.
Also our living room. We also welcome you here.
Yeah, I suppose.
So we got a word for you today.
So our topic today is deferred dreams. Or dreams deferred, which is what Stacy was about to say.
But it's okay. Dreams deferred.
So the last couple videos we did talked about like the struggle of like worth and identity.
Yeah.
And this video is like when you do know who you are and you still can't do what you want.
Yep. It's so true. I mean, we got a verse out here for you guys that is forever like killing us.
It is my favorite scripture of all time, and I promise, even if you're not a Christian, don't hang up on us yet, because you will understand exactly why this verse means so much.
Right.
Like, we're not just out here trying to spit scripture at y'all.
No.
But when it's worth it, you have to pull it in.
Yeah.
Just like we would pull in any other resource.
Like a book or anything. Yeah.
Right. So here we go. It's from Romans chapter 8, and it's in the Message translation. And like I said, it's my favorite verse of all time. It is so good. Okay, so Romans chapter 8 in the Message. That is why waiting does not diminish us any more than waiting diminishes a pregnant mother. We are enlarged in the waiting. We, of course, don't see what's enlarging us, but the longer we wait, the longer we become, the larger we become. My B. And the more joyful the expectancy.
If that doesn't just say it to you.
Right, if that didn't hit you in your soul, you don't have one. Like, I'm just gonna be honest.
Let's just be honest.
Let's just be real.
Royalty talk. So, listen, if that didn't hit you, because it hits in a place that I feel like all of us can relate to. Absolutely. Because just like a pregnant mother, like sometimes like we have a dream. I feel like that dream is like that baby in a pregnant mother. Like there's something that's like about to come alive. It's working on it. It's forming. It's doing something. But you can't see anything for the first few months, can you? There's nothing that beside the mother knowing like she's got a little morning sickness or a little something like that going on.
And first of all, that will say something to you. If you have some symptoms at the beginning, those first couple months, those first couple weeks, the first little while you're struggling, it's your body and your mind and your spirit getting acclimated to the thing you're about to birth.
We're just gonna hold right there.
We could just a moment of silence for our old selves.
When we are pregnant with something and other people don't see it at first, it's because they're not supposed to see it at first. We're trying to go to everybody, what do you think about my dream? What do you think about this? And somebody will come and squash your dream, and then you're all heartbroken, you know? And I'm speaking from experience here. I'm not speaking at anybody.
Amen.
I'm speaking with somebody.
Amen.
Because ain't this the truth? You need to, there is a time of cultivating something in yourself, you know, and understanding where you're at before it goes public.
Even like a natural pregnancy, women tend to wait until their first trimester is over. Like they wait 12 weeks to make sure that the pregnancy sticks is what they say. So before you go announcing your pregnancy to the world, like you want those first couple weeks to just be personal and be to yourself. You know the treasure in which is within you.
Yeah.
And you need that time to like
mentally and develop,
to let it cultivate inside of you. So by the time we're announcing it to the world, like it's actually something. Yo, a dream deferred will make you crazy. When you think you're ready for something and you're fighting for it and warring for it and it's just not happening, you're like, yo, is it me or is it you? Because I think it's you.
It's definitely you, because I'm out here.
Right, like you're out here doing everything that you're supposed to, and there's a process to this thing.
Right. We said that word process again. Here it is. This is a process.
But it's the hardest when your heart is ready for something that the rest of your life isn't. And it's not that there's something like wrong with us. It's just that
and timing.
We're still like, if I think I'm ready for something that I'm expecting from God and he knows what's ahead of me, and that like I still have to work out some details in my life to become ready for it. Like, one, learning to trust in his timing.
Right.
It is so frustrating. When I tell you, when I was 18 and I went to Kenya the first time and I came home and my whole life was sick, like you would have thought your girl was like with the flu. Like my whole life was sick. And the second time I went, it was the same. Like I literally feel physically, mentally, emotionally drained.
You're not in the same place.
Right. When like I have to come back to my little reality in Buffalo, when I got to experience like the dream. But knowing that in just a little while, like I gotta hold on a little bit longer and I'll be able to like live this whole thing out.
The way that God has it.
Yeah.
And I think another important point about this is dreams, premature dreams. So if you are saying, okay, in my first or second trimester, I'm gonna just pop this thing out, like we gonna do it, like it's gonna be great, like look at my dream, it's here. But if you do that, look, even in the natural, you will see that there is complications when something is not, when it like comes out when it's need to be in its timing, like it's God ordained timing. And so it's the same thing with our dreams as it is in the natural, and that's, you'll also notice that a lot. There's a lot of things in the natural that parallel like things
to our spiritual selves.
Yes. And so I feel like this is such a great example of that, because we need to look at our dreams as not something that's like, okay, like here it is right now, like I have this idea and it's gonna happen tomorrow. Like you have to invest in that. A mother has to eat right. She has to eat the right thing. So what are you eating?
Prenatal care. What does our prenatal care look like? For us, it looks like school.
Yes.
And it looks like working out our past, like our history. It looks like, for me, counseling. Like it looks different for everybody, but your prenatal care is what sets you up for a successful delivery. Oh. Y'all, I told y'all you were not ready.
We're ready for this today. No, literally. So I don't know what dream that you have. I don't know what deferred dream that you have. And sometimes we're confusing dreams deferred with just the process. And so we get discouraged when we don't see the bump from our belly, like we're in the second or third trimester, when really you still are pregnant. Like you still have to take care of yourself. You still have to behold that thing and handle it with care. And so it's so important that we don't confuse the process with a complete dream deferred. And I think for me, Becca mentioned Africa, and I think, as has been a theme of our show, missions has felt like a dream deferred for both of us. I went away to college at Nyack College. Shout out to Nyack. So I was in Nyack College, which was an amazing experience for me. It's a college out in Nyack, New York, which is, they also have a city campus. And it was just a time of transformation for me. Like I knew I wanted to work with different cultures and different types of people, and all of this stuff, and I had this dream to use the little bit of Spanish that I know. Like, I've been working on my Spanish since like 8th grade, and I'm still out here learning. Becca will tell you.
She is bilingual.
No.
She is playing, but she speaks Spanish.
I mean, I go to a Spanish-English church out here in Buffalo, and I learned so much from my mentor, Enid, and which you guys will hear more about her, but you need those people spurring you on, because honestly, it was hard. Before I went to this school, I thought, okay, I was like, I'm going to this school. I went for intercultural studies so that I could go do missions abroad right afterwards. I was like, I'm gonna finish this degree, I'm gonna go abroad. I had resumes all around the world, y'all, all around the world.
And guess where she ended up?
Here I am.
In Buffalo,
New York. Listen, but can I tell you that God's plan is so much better? Because there is definitely something I would have forfeited if I didn't come back to Buffalo. I said, I don't want to come back to Buffalo. Like the whole point of me going to this school was to get out. But it's like, ooh, first of all, what was I running away from?
Ooh.
Because sometimes...
I didn't expect that. That caught me off guard.
Because, you know, especially with people with doing missions, sometimes it's a, oh, I need to get away type of thing. And God had to work something in my heart saying, you need to learn how to be planted. That's another shout out to Michael Todd.
Hey,
you
Michael.
Need to be planted. You're not buried. And you are planted, not buried. You need to learn to be rooted in a place. If you are, like, if your roots don't go deep, like, you can't sustain the things that are going to happen to you above the surface. We are a seed, and we have to be planted, and our roots need to go deep. And so when you're moving from place to place to place to place, you don't experience the community. You don't experience the fullness of these things that happen in everyday life. And a lot of times it's to get away from relationships that have hurt. So anytime like a relationship, you know, is like, you know, you're like, okay, I'm done with this place, these people.
And we're not talking just about romantic relationships.
No.
Any kind of hurt can make you feel like you want to run.
Mm-hmm.
And we understand.
Yes.
But we also understand the benefit of staying in the hard place and working it out.
And that's this season.
And like we said, we don't mean romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in an unhealthy romantic relationship, like, you should probably seek help.
Mm-hmm.
And there are tons of resources available to you. Mm-hmm. But if you're running away from people who love you or hurts that you have to work through, like, those are things that are unhealthy. So that might be part of the reason why, like, you're here now, to work out some things in this season of your life.
There's a certain sweetness about God's plan over my life right now in this season, because I had resumes all around the world. I went to school for this. I've been studying other languages. All of this was to prepare me to go. And God called me back to the one place I was trying to get away from. And that there's a sweetness, there's a sweet spot. And when you hit a sweet spot, like, this is it. Like, there was a redemptive quality. That's what I'm going to say. There's a redemptive quality to, after experiencing and preparing my heart to go to these other places and love people and treat people great. That was the plan, right? To share the gospel with them, to do all of this, you know, that was my heart, to love people, just love people in other countries. But I wasn't going to come home. I was going to refuse to do that in my own hometown. And listen, I know that doesn't make me sound good. I don't sound popular right now with that ideology, but that's the truth. And we all have some of these ugly truths in our hearts. You know, it's about our motivations. And so I'm being vulnerable with you guys, telling you, like, that's real. And but the beauty is that there was such a redemption to coming home for me, where I was like afraid to come home, and that I'd never be able to be sent back out and go. That I've experienced so much redemption in the exact areas that I was hurt. And your healing can only go as deep as you allow God to work on your hurt. So if your hurt is all the way down here, like, it's like all the way, it's like the roots are like all the way like down low, and you're like, okay, God, you can touch this much right here. You could touch this much of it, and I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable. well, you're only going to experience this much of healing. And so it's so important that it's okay sometimes we're going to feel uncomfortable. And so I want to a pregnant mother feels uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be in this place sometimes, but it is so worth the wait. And so God gives us the help and the tools along the way, along the process of our pregnancy, of delivering our dream. And it's something to hold on to. So hold on to those dreams, hold on to those things, because we are not diminished by the waiting. Mm-hmm. Just like a pregnant mother, we're enlarged in the waiting.
So I think one more thing I kind of want to throw in there is when you're in that season and it is frustrating to have to wait. There, like the very next part of this scripture says, meanwhile, in the moment we get tired in the waiting, God's Spirit is right alongside us, helping us. And if we don't know how or what to pray, it doesn't matter. He does our praying in and for us, making prayer out of our wordless sighs and our aching groans, because He knows us far better than we know ourselves, and He knows our pregnant condition and keeps us present before God. And then it goes into Romans 8:28, which I'm sure most of us could quote front ways, back ways, but that's why we can be so sure that every detail of our lives lived in love for God is worked into something good. So if you're in that season of a deferred dream, know that you're planted, you're not buried. Know that that the dream is only deferred so that you can become the person you need to behold it.
Yes.
That in the months of your waiting, don't forget your prenatal care.
Yes.
Let that dream grow inside of you, but make sure that the things you're putting into yourself are things worthy of being put into yourself. Check your atmosphere, check the soil you're planted in, and make sure that the things you're doing are pushing you in the right direction. Absolutely. If you guys have followed us, or know us as just friends in real life, you'll know we've done a little bit of traveling, and I'm sure on Facebook or on Instagram, when you see us different places, you're like, dang, these girls are everywhere, living their best life. But know that it's been a long time. We talked about, we've been friends for 10 years. And even in just that 10 years, we've been through so many seasons of waiting. And we've not always waited really well.
We've cried together.
Right.
We've laughed together.
We have. And it's taken a lot to get where we are. But in those moments where we're tired of the waiting, God has shown up. And though we always want to be international, I feel like we haven't really sought the trips that we've gone on. They've kind of just come to us when we were keeping our heads down and just focused on
the last thing God told us to do.
Another Michael Todd. So
the Lord uses him
in our lives for sure.
Yes.
If you guys don't know Transformation Church for real,
get to know Transformation Church.
It is a true resource.
Michael, we want to get there. No, I'm just kidding.
We're coming, Oklahoma.
I know. We are saving up our dollars. We're trying to go to Africa and stuff, but we just need to get to Oklahoma first.
Can't even afford Tulsa, let alone Africa. But we're out here.
Yes, we are.
So if you're in that season of a deferred dream, just make sure you're doing the work.
Yep.
And when the world is ready for you, because it might not be about you, it might be that you're an answer to a problem that isn't a problem yet, and the world itself is being set up so that you can kind of come in and be the answer. So we're in school, I'm in school for nursing, Stacey's in school for education, and we're building on these skill sets, and without them we wouldn't have as much to offer. So we know that that's a part of our waiting.
Yes.
So now as we wait, we're trying to wait well, and even in the moments where we don't wait so well, we make sure that we're active in our calling now. Like, we're not waiting to be in Africa or waiting to be with a Spanish-speaking community in a Spanish-speaking country. Like, no, Stacy's out on the West Side working with people who speak Spanish. And I'm like in clinical working with real people, practicing our skill sets. So find the place where you can be plugged in and working toward the goal.
Well, we want to hear your comments. We want to see what God is doing in your life, and if you guys have like a dream deferred, put a short sentence there about what your dream deferred is, and we will like, pray for you.
Yo, but wait, what is your dream and what are you doing to pursue it?
Thank you.
Right. What are you doing to make a step in the right direction?
And put that in front of your face every day.
Every day.
Have it on a bulletin board in your room, because it is, you gotta have it in front of you.
You guys don't know, we have a globe here. We have globes and maps all throughout our house.
And mementos from where we have traveled to remind us this isn't just about us. Our life isn't just about us.
Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of show and tell. Maybe that'll be a video coming up.
So, like and subscribe to Real Royalty Talks.
We have Facebook, we have Instagram. Guys, holler at us.
Yes, we want to be present in your lives.
And we want you present in ours.
Yes. Yes.
I beat her to it.
She did. So, we'll see you next time, guys. And you have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you Thursday.
All right. Love.